How's everybody doing? We want to welcome you into the Opinionated Seven Footers podcast. I'm your Ryan Hollins, former 10-year NBA veteran. That's my dog right there. Brandon Haywood, 14-year vet, world champ, weighing in at 267 pounds. Brandon Haywood, that boy been eating good now.
Well, you done made me skinny now. I ain't quite there, but I ain't quite that slim. But we'll see how it works out.
And enough about you, man. We got a special guest, my dog. It's always a party, man. We got another big fella in the house, yes, man. 9-year pro, 2-time All-Star, 3-time NBA leader in rebounds. My dog, Andre Drummond. Dre, what's good with you, baby boy?
What's the word? How you guys doing?
Good, man. Good.
Good to be here, man. I'm excited.
Man, we glad to have you on here. We got 3 7-foot. I don't know, Dre. Are you 7 foot or you just real athletic and like about 6'10"? Where you at?
I'm not telling you that. I'm definitely not 7 foot though.
Oh, you're not 7 Well, you play like you're 6'12", so it don't matter. We'll let you in with your 7 foot.
Hey, Dre. Well, anyways, man, let's hop into it, man. I'm always big when we talk to hoopers on who made you who you are, your DNA. You're one of the good guys in the league. You've been, I would, is it fair to say either a late bloomer, that trajectory went just like that, man? Me and B. Hayward were late bloomers too. I don't know if we were cut from the team in high school and all that. So I was the grinder and the worker, and Brennan had some privileged opportunities. And I would say really good people in my corner, man. My pops wasn't a basketball guy. He was a track and football guy, but he instilled values of toughness and all that good stuff. There we will fight. I get to a punch to the chest and all those sportsmanship type qualities. But was there somebody integral in your life at a very young age that kind of pulled you by the side and taught you how to be the man that you are? And Hooper today put that first hoop imprint on you.
So for me, it definitely had to be my mom. She was definitely my biggest fan, even though she didn't know anything about basketball growing up. She's straight from Jamaica. So she didn't know anything about basketball. All she knew was the ball goes in the hoop and it's a point. Other than that, she knew nothing else. And watching me as a kid, I used to trip over myself and fall. She used to make fun of me. She used to bring her friends from work just to watch me play bad and call it comedy hour. So
wow. That's tough love right there, bro. That's tough love.
Brought the fans over, like, hey, come on,
your mom's in the thing like, oh, look at him, he fell. That's tough love right there.
So she used to call my games comedy hour as a kid. So that was kind of like the tough love situation for me. But as I got older, when I got to like middle school and high school, she would make me walk from my house to the YMCA at 7 in the morning and don't come back till 8 p.m. when she got back from work. So I'd be in the gym all day, just working on random things, playing with the older kids. Getting into trouble, obviously, when I got bored, I'd walk down the street, go to my friend's house. She was definitely my biggest supporter. And then when I got to high school, she just learned the game little by little. Like, the better I got, the better she got knowing the game. And that's what made me love the game even more, that she was willing to go through all the hardship with me and, watch me struggle, watch me get cut from teams, watch me not make teams, watch me not play, and her still be there and cheer just as loud. And when I did start getting a lot better, she took the time to start watching more games and start learning the game, learning who players are, what they do. Like, it's gotten to the point now, like, I'm in the NBA now, and she knows more about the league than I do.
Word.
Like, she'll call me and tell me some shit that I don't even know. Like, oh, damn, like, how'd you know that? Like, how'd you know he got traded? Or how'd you know he scored that many points? Or who I'm playing against. So, like, say I'm playing against, like, Dwight. She'll go down his whole resume, like, what he did. Like, all right, he likes to spin back to the basket. He likes to go for lobs. Like, she'll tell me that before a game.
Wow.
So it's gotten to the point where she knows the game so well now. So I can tell her anything about the game. We can have a real, like how we're having a conversation now. She can do that with you guys.
Well, listen, with your mom learning the game the way she did, I know she had to have a huge hand in the reason why you went to Uconn. What made you guys decide on Uconn?
So it was crazy. My story with the Uconn thing is I actually graduated high school early. So I had a decision to go back to high school or go to college. And I decided to go back to high school. And later in the summer, around now, like the beginning of August, we had like a family meeting and she was like, I want you to go to college. There's no reason for you to go back to high school because you're at a point now in your life where you're walking and averaging 30 points. Like, you need to challenge yourself. And this is me at 17, like getting ready to turn 18. And she's like, you need to challenge yourself. I'm like, shit, I can't play against 20, 21-year-olds. Like, I don't know what that's like. I played the highest I played is 18, 19 years old.
How big were you at that time, though? How big were you at this time?
I was the same height, but a lot skinnier.
Right.
I was maybe as skinny as maybe Thon Maker.
Wow.
At the time, yeah. But I was
about 245 right now.
Yeah, I was super skinny, and then I was still the same height. I was 6'10". I gave myself weight, but yeah, I was 6'10". And she was like, "You need to challenge yourself." So we're gonna go to college. I'm like, "All right, where are we going?" So that's when the debate began. It was between Kentucky, North Carolina, Duke, Florida, West Virginia, Arizona, UCLA, and then obviously Uconn. And out of nowhere, the rest of my family came to the house and it became a big argument. Then we decided on Uconn. So
there was no. You said a big argument, but was it anything that was it the coaching? Was it the culture? Was it? It was. I mean, how does the kid from Jamaica end up in Uconn? It's cold as I don't know what up there.
So for me, Uconn has always been in my backyard. I mean, I lived in Connecticut, so I've always went to games. Stanley Robinson, rest in peace to him. Hashim Thabit used to come to my aunt's house and get their hair braided all the time. So the relationship was there from 10 years old till, present day. And, Hash and I are still close. And obviously Stanley, rest in peace to him. I had a great relationship with him as well, too. So the family was there. So I got a chance to watch those guys grow, watch UConn basketball as a kid. And I kind of felt like I owed it to them to stay in Connecticut. So that's kind of how that conversation went about.
Dre, man, it seemed like things just went really fast. You go from bright-eyed and bushy-tailed going to UConn and like, I think me, Brennan, we all have as big guys, the expectations are always up here. Even though you're early playing the game, you haven't seen competition, but you're a big athletic kid. How was that experience at UConn? How did the coaches coach you up? Walk me through that a little bit, because then all of a sudden you're jumping to the NBA. You're on these draft boards, and it seemed like within 1 year, the whole trajectory of your life just changed.
Yeah, so entering UConn, my whole game changed. So if anybody's ever watched me in high school, I didn't play the traditional center position. I played a little bit of everything. I was on the wing. I was passing the ball, doing a little bit of everything, shooting threes and all. So when I got to UConn, Calhoun nipped that in the butt immediately, just threw me right to the block. So I think this is right before it was kind of acceptable for guys above 6'7" to be making ball moves. And I was doing real dribble moves. So I was doing that as a high school kid, going into college, and they was like, "Nah, that shit don't look right."
What?
Going onto the block. I remember vividly, I took it off a rebound, and I broke Alex Oroki down and went and dunked the ball, and they was like, "Nah, give the ball to the guard." Oh, I'm like, damn, I can really do this shit though. Why do I gotta get the ball up? But I'm 17, turning 18, so I'm like, I don't want to argue with the coach, and it's the legendary Jim Calhoun, so I'm not gonna, argue with him. If he says something, obviously he knows he's talking about. His track record says it. So I listened to him. So I went to the post, and then I didn't really know anything about the post because I never played in there. So I'm trying to learn the game all over again from a different perspective.
Hold on. So you're 6'10" in high school, and coach was never like, "Dre, get on the block." He like, "Oh, you like everybody else? Just go shoot threes and dribble."
I would play. I would force it on them. I was always told by my high school coach, J.R. Hargraves and Patrick Sullivan, they were like, "Yo," and I'll give Levi Gillespie some credit as well too. Never limit yourself. As a basketball player, you should never just limit yourself. You should be able to do a little bit of everything. That'll keep eyes on you at all times. So I worked on ball handling. I worked on shooting. I worked on my soft touch around the rim, which I still have to this day.
Nice.
And things like that is just something it was embedded in me as a kid. So when I did it in college, it was like, "Yo, chill. We've never seen this before. Don't do nothing like that around here. We don't operate like that. You get in the post and we give you the ball and you score like that, or we'll throw you a lob." So a lot of the stuff that I was used to doing kind of left my game because I wasn't able to do it anymore. So I was trying to get it back when I got to the NBA, when coaches allowed me to start doing a little bit more. But yeah, time flew at UConn though, because I broke my nose earlier on. Then I had the investigation, so I didn't get to come back till right before the season started. And then I played the season. It was just a rough, up and down year. It was after the year they won, so they were still on that winner's high. So nobody was really playing as hard. They thought the game was just gonna be given to us. And I was a part of that too. I'm like, damn, we just won. So, we just gonna cakewalk through the season and go right back to the chip again. So we got our ass beat by a couple teams too. We got our ass beat a couple times by some teams too. So it got to the point where it was just like, all right, we're in the tournament now. We played Iowa State, Royce White. It's the end of the year now. He single-handedly beat our ass he beat us in the half because he left. He had that condition, that anxiety condition, so he had to leave for the next city. So he gave it. I think he had a triple double. You can look it up to make sure I'm saying it right. I think he had a triple double. Left after like the 5-minute mark in the second half, and they still won by like 20-something points.
Wow, he left the game.
He had to go to the next city because the game was over. They're beating us.
Oh, so he had to like get on the bus.
Yeah, he got on the bus and.
Hold on, sir.
Hold on. I ain't never in the history of basketball heard about a team beating somebody so badly that their best player can just leave the arena 5 to 10 minutes before the game is over with, just be like, yo, I'm on to the next game because we done with these bumps.
Hey man, it was like that, because he had the anxiety problem, so he had to drive everywhere, so he had to get out of there, so he got out there and left. And then I can't remember the dude's name. It was a white point guard that let us have it the rest of the game. It was over with. So after that, we came back in the locker room, and I finished doing the courtside interview after the game. Everybody's in the locker room. I come in, everybody's heads down, and it was like, it's been a pleasure playing with you. I'm looking around like, what the fuck y'all talking about? Like, pleasure playing with me. Like, we know you're not coming back, bro. You're going to the NBA. So
it was that time.
But I didn't even have that thought process. To me, I'm like, damn, I'm trying to shit again next year. Like, that wasn't even in my mind at the time. Like, I'm getting ready to leave. But then it became like kind of surreal, like that next week when we got back home, and then all the draft talk started happening. I was projected top 5, top 3, so on and so forth. So I spoke to my mom again, and I was like, what we doing?
Mama know.
Are we staying? Are we going? So this is the time when Uconn got banned from the tournament the year after. So that kind of really made me not want to go back. I wanted to stay, but then not playing in the tournament is no fun. Like, there's no point of going to college if you're not playing in the March Madness. Like, that's what kids live for. So that was really my deciding fact on why I left Uconn. I don't think a lot of people know that either. Like, that was the reason why I left. I would have stayed for a second year if that wasn't.
That's incredible. Like, I mean, I had guy was going to be a top 10 pick, and he's thinking about coming back to school. I also think it was interesting that you talked about your game having all these different layers to it that we didn't get a chance to see early on. Because, see, I'm going to let you know something. See, I knew about you really early on in your career because there was a trainer by the name of Edon Ravine.
Oh, that's my guy.
Yeah.
That's my guy.
He was like, Brendan, I'm telling you, Andre Drummond is the next big thing. And I was like, oh, yeah, I seen you play. You called like, yeah, he's cool. He said, no, he's not cool. This guy is as big and as strong as you, but he moves way better than you. I wasn't offended, but I just knew what he was talking about. Yeah. And so he was telling me all the things that you could do with the ball and how good you're going to be. Now, you get into the league in your rookie year, you're not able to show all of that. Yeah. But then your sophomore season in the NBA, you really blossom and you start averaging a double-double. You've actually averaged a double-double every year outside of your rookie year. What clicked for you from your first year to your second year that allowed you to flourish?
So right before the draft, I was talking to my high school. My high school coaches were like my really, really close friends, and they did everything for me besides my mom. So I was asking them, like, yo, I'm going into a man's league. Like, I'm 18 years old and I'm about to enter the NBA. Like, this is my dream. Like, I'm excited. But what the hell am I going to do to stay around? Like, how am I going to stay relevant? I'm coming into a league where guys are already established. I didn't know where I was going yet, but I'm going to a team that probably already has somebody in my position that I have to fight for a spot now. What do I do to stay relevant and keep the coaches, on my eyes, keep their eyes on me? And, my coach, JR was like, find one knack at the game that you're really, really good at and perfect it. And my rookie year, I was kind of dancing around trying to figure it out. I'm like, all right, maybe defense is it. I was like, nah, that's too much work. I don't know the adjustment in the NBA yet, so I don't want to pride myself on that. I went to trying to block shots. I'm like, damn, I can't get people's timing yet. I'm like, shit, I got to think of something else. I'm like trying to score. I was like, nope, our point guards aren't passing, so I can't score now. So I'm like, shit, nobody rebounds. I was like, nobody likes to rebound. Like, that's the job that nobody likes to get hit.
Exactly.
I don't mind hitting or being hit. So that's how the whole rebounding thing blossomed for me when I started averaging, started getting a 9 and 9 my first year, playing games. I was getting like 15, 14, 13 rebounds a game. And it became like clockwork for me. I'm like, hold on, I think I'm onto something. I was like, hold on, nobody's really fighting for this, like this title. So the next year, my sophomore year, like we were talking about, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try to be the best offensive rebounder, defensive rebounder the league has ever seen this entire year. And, ever since then, I mean, there's nothing else to talk about. I mean, my numbers show why.
Hey,
Like,
but it's interesting you said that because everybody talks about scoring and getting better doing that. What do you do to get better being a rebounder? The average person doesn't know what goes into that process.
Yeah. For me, I think rebound is not even something you can train for. It's more of just a knack. Like you have to have a knack for the ball and where the trajectory of the ball, where it's coming off the rim, and how bad do you really want to get the rebound? Are you ready to get hit in your face? You ready to get elbowed in your stomach to go get a rebound? Like I lost a tooth going for a rebound.
Dang.
So, I mean, I don't mind doing this. So I think it's more of a toughness than working for it. I think conditioning is huge because a lot of guys don't have.
Yes.
I don't think a lot of guys have a lot of conditioning when it comes to rebound, which I don't lack in. So I think that's why I get a lot of more rebounds than most people because I can give you that second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth jump after the ball is being tipped in the air. So I think it's more of a conditioning thing if somebody is trying to work towards being a better rebounder.
Dre, you literally have rebound numbers that top with Ben Wallace, Dennis Rodman. I mean, literally the league's top rebounders. Your name is mentioned in those conversations. But from playing against you was interesting. You're as strong as an ox, but you'll use finesse. Like I'm thinking, like you go against Reggie Evans. Reggie's just gonna hit you. But playing against you, it's a finesse game. And ain't too many dudes. The ball goes over my head, and like I'm jumping, and you're coming down with it. Like it's happening. I'm looking at coach like, hey dog, like there's nothing I can do. Was there a little bit of, I know you said there's a feel, but would you watch film? Did you have a feel for teammates? And I think one thing, a lot of people don't know, Dre, that I really try to drive home us fellow big fellas. You're so like sometimes like too intelligent. So talk about that knack or like how is there any game plan other than just kind of like I go and I get it?
Yeah, so we'll start on the offensive end. Obviously playing in Detroit, I play with Reggie Jackson, Brandon Knight, Will Bynum, Brandon Knight. So those guards are.
You better be able to rebound playing with them guards. Hey, man, they won't pass the salt at the dinner table. You can't say it, but I can. I'm retired. They ain't answer.
Yeah, you don't acknowledge that. Just keep talking.
Yeah, so, those are my guys. So it got to the point where I would watch more of their clips than the guy I was playing against for the offensive end. So I would watch the shots they'll take. Like, I know, like, their gather moves when they're about to shoot a ill-advised stupid three. Or I know when Reggie's about to shoot a floater from damn near half court. Brandon Knight, I know he's gonna hit you with a couple moves and then shoot a pull up. So like when I watch them, I'm on the baseline, I'm watching them. I know what they're about to do. So when they're about to shoot it, I'm already doing my work early. You're dead. Like once he starts doing this and start getting to his move, I start running into you. And now you got to fight me until he shoots the ball. So that gets you out of sync with maybe he might drive the ball and lay it up now because now you're fighting with me. So now it's more just knowing my teammates more than the trajectory of the shot because nobody knows where the ball is really going to go. But it's more of just the battle that starts before the shot is even taken. And defensively, big men are already frustrated when they don't get the ball on the block. So they're not really trying to go for offensive rebound. But for me, that's my point. So you're going to have to fight. You're going to get your ass beat on both ends. So offensively, you want to wrestle me. Defensively, you want to either try to fight me to get the rebound or just run back on the other end and get some more licks. So one way or another, it's more of just the effort. It's an effort for me, just wanting it more.
No, go ahead, Ryan. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that's funny hearing you say that, Dre. I don't know if you remember this story. You were freshly into the league, rookie year, and it was actually before the rookie year. And we were at camp. We were at what's the big? We at Gergs. We at Gergs in Vegas, and me and you played against each other. I didn't know who you were, and you start chirping, God in my ear, hey, what's up, dog? Da, 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 like talking crazy.
Ooh.
And I'm looking at you, and I'm like, I didn't realize how young you were. I'm like, who is it? Because you look like a grown man. I'm like, dog, did he play overseas or something? Like, who is this? And the more you kind of moved around, I start realizing who you were, how young you were. And B, this is how wild Dre was at the time. I got him with a shot fake, got him in foul trouble. And then I remember after the game, I don't know if you remember, I went over and talked to him. I was like, dog, you have all the potential on the planet. You see that, like the talking and the nonsense, I like, you too good for that, bro. So when I'm hearing you talk about breaking the game down, not fighting, getting in position, just sitting there, bro, I'm a fan, dog. And I've been a fan.
Yeah.
And I was actually, after that, I was on the airplane with Lawrence Frank. And we were walking through the airport. He said, what you think about Drummond? I was like, he different. I was like, he's special. I like, once this starts clicking, like, he is different, bro. But I think it's just for me sitting back as a guy who got to see the young Drummond and going and competing like where you are now. That's huge. Talk to me about that All-Star year, man. Like you talked about the rebounds click, things start changing because you're playing in Detroit. That's not one of the larger markets. Then all of a sudden you're getting national attention because of your rebounding. You're one of the young emerging stars in the league, and then you actually get that all. Where were you? Was Mama with you when you first got that? Like, hey, Dre, like you on? Like, talk me through that experience.
Yeah. So that year I was having, if I'm not mistaken, I think I had a 20-20 for like a week straight, like to start the season off. Like I just came out with a different mindset. That was the year I got my nose fixed too. So funny story, I got my nose broken in college. I never got it fixed because they told me that it wasn't like crooked or nothing like that. Come to find out, my left side was completely closed for 4 years actually.
Ooh, I know you couldn't breathe.
I couldn't. I thought I was out of shape. I'm like, damn, I know I'm not out of shape. Like there's no way I should be out of shape. So I had surgery the summer of 2015, and they was like, yo, your left side is completely shut. Like there's no air going through that area. So I got the surgery, and when I came back, I just was better than ever. I can breathe, I can run freely. But to get into that year I had it was such a memorable year for me. It was a great year for myself, my mom. You know, it's just something we've talked about because, 2 years before that, I didn't make the All-Star nod. Somebody else got in because of our record. We had a bad 3-week span, and I fell out of the list. So I told her, I was like, I'm gonna get it this year. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts. So just my head was just in it that whole year. And when the call was made, I was actually at her house. I was at her house in Michigan. We were just sitting out watching to see who was gonna get picked. And we're on the phone with the rest of my family, and they're going up, everybody's getting picked, and then it goes down to the front line of the East. And I was the third name called, and it was just a crazy feeling just to have myself be picked. My mom was crying, everybody was happy. My sister was excited for me. My rest of my family was super hyped. And, I'll never forget that. My first All-Star was definitely my favorite one.
Man, that's a special moment. And to get to that All-Star, we know you were rebounding, but those offensive moves that you had before kind of came back. Because as I started watching you play more, I started seeing plays where you were taking it off the glass a little bit. I saw plays where you were getting into the middle of the court, driving, spinning, hooks, both hands. You really developed. Who were you working with that summer? Was it a different type of drive? Because the offense was raw when you first got into the league. And then all these moves that they told you to forget about at Uconn, slowly but surely I started seeing them get implemented back into your game.
Yeah. Yeah, so my first 2-3 years in, the year before my All-Star appearance, same situation. They're telling me, you can't do this kind of stuff here. You got to work on your game more. I'm like, yo, I already have it. Just let me try it so I can get a rhythm back. And obviously it didn't go that way. And then that summer, I said, F it. Like I'm about to just work out on this only, just to wake my brain back up. And actually, that was the year my free throw percentage went back up again. Right. Once I changed my game at Uconn, everything went left for me. I forgot how to shoot free throws. I forgot how to shoot jump shots. I forgot everything because my whole game changed. So my whole mechanics for everything just changed. And that summer, I went back home and started working on my high school coaches again, and then everything just started coming back slowly but surely. And I started working out with Edon again too. So he kind of helped me pick up everything again too.
That's hard work right there too. That's hard work.
Golly.
That Edon workout, that's hard work, man.
Workouts is no joke. You don't ever have to lift working out with Edon. You gonna get the strength work with him. We do all full body workouts and basketball stuff together. But just that, and once I got it back, everything was just skyrocketed from there.
Hey, big dog. I got it. We got to bring it up because for one, you were in the dunk contest as a big guy. There ain't too many big guys that go into normally.
That was by force.
Forced.
Yeah. So that dunk contest, I wasn't even supposed to be in it. DeMar DeRozan didn't want to do it. And it was in Toronto when he was still there. He didn't want to do it. And so my agency was like, "Hey, do you want to be in the dunk contest?" I said no. They was like, "Well, they'll give you $50,000 just to participate." I was like, "Fuck it. All right, let's do it." I was like, let's do it. So I did it. And I didn't practice or nothing. I just said, I'm just going to do whatever and just get out the first round. I didn't care.
So when Steve Nash came over and was like, hey.
He was drunk. I told him, don't drink. I said, yo, don't drink. I need you to do one thing. I said, I need you to do one thing for me, Steve. Just one thing. Do not drink until my turn is over. You can do whatever you want after that. I went over to him. I looked at him in his face. He looked back at me. He had 2 beers in his hand. He put them down. I said, shit.
It's not going to end well.
I said, hopefully this works out. Hopefully this works out. I ended up doing it like 3-4 times with him until I finally got it. And the dunk I did wasn't even the dunk I was trying to do. So it just didn't end well for me.
Oh my gosh, legendary. All right, but let's talk about that dunk contest though, because you were
that dunk contest was crazy.
Bro, Zach and Aaron, like that's like the ongoing beef still. Like Aaron Gordon still from some type of way. What was the energy like in there? Because I've been on the floor of a dunk contest.
Yeah.
And sometimes a guy will do something and the fan you can't really understand what's going on, but what was that energy like on the floor? Like which one stood out from those guys? Like
you felt like you were at a finals game. Like that's how like aware everybody was just so tuned into those two when they became that one-on-one match. And every dunk they did, it erupted like it was a championship bucket. Like everybody was going crazy for them. And just that energy, just to see them doing those plays live and being a part of that, like that's something I'll never forget. That's probably one of the most historic dunk contests in a really long time.
Which was there a dunk that brought the house down that you was like, yo, dog, like I'm about to take my jersey off, like.
I think I fell out of my chair one dunk. I think it's when Zach LaVine put it between his legs from the free throw line. I fell out of my chair. I was like, nah, that's not even cool. Like to start from half court run, jump and put it between your legs from the free throw line, and had more space too to keep going if you wanted to. Like it's not like he was like falling out of air. Like he was still like on his going up.
That kid's crazy. He's crazy athletic.
Yeah. UCLA Bruin, by the way.
Oh my! Here we go to UCLA. Stop it. You know it's UNC all day. That's where you should have went. UNC, we would have let you play your game at UNC. Roy would have let you rock out. But so definitely would let you do that. But now you're an all-star. You're established. You got a name in the league, and then all of a sudden somebody comes a chirping at you, Mr. Joel Embiid. What is that dynamic? Because I'm not gonna lie, I liked it. I like big guys going at each other, not like we trying to fight. Like, yo, hey, when I play you December 14th, no, it's on. I'm bringing my A game. You better bring yours. Like, how did that whole beef start? Where are you at with Joel now? Is it just on the court? Like, what is it?
So honestly, there's no beef at all. I mean, Ryan already knows. You can tell you, like, I talk shit to everybody. I don't care who it is. Like, that's just how I am. And
I feel lucky you never talked to me. You showed me some respect when I was out there.
It's probably an off night for me.
Yo, DeAndre, you like the nicest guy. You be like you'll get a border dunk and be like, get up. Like you say something wild and be like, hey, the family okay? Like, you good, bro? Like, I'll see you later on. Like,
yeah, man. That's how I was brought up, man. You know, show respect, but like play your game. Have fun while you're doing it. So I say what I gotta say. If you take offense to it, that's on you. It's still basketball at the end of the day. But it's all love with anybody I speak to. If I talk shit to you, I respect you. If I don't speak to you, that means I don't respect you.
He don't respect you, Brendan. He only respected me. That's what he said.
Hey, listen, bro. I was old when he was coming in, man. I was already in Charlotte. My career was on a downward trajectory. He probably wasn't getting. He probably wasn't gearing up for me at all. Who's this Haywood guy? That's lunch meat tonight.
So with Joel, I mean, obviously he's on a different scale with the whole trash talking. He likes to do the whole public thing, and you know the way he carries himself. I mean, he's made a name for himself, and I got no hate in my bone for the dude. I mean, I respect his game, and every time I play him, you know, it's on. Like, I'm not scared of him, and he knows I'm not either. Like the rest of these guys will try to back down from him or try to do the whole chirping with him. I'm gonna do both. I'm gonna talk shit to you and I'm gonna play you. Whether you kick my ass or not, I'm gonna keep coming. Like I'm not gonna stop. So I think that's one thing that he respects about me too. Is like I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna just let him just bust my ass. And I'm not gonna keep trying. He's a skilled player. He's skilled. Like I'm still learning his game now, and he's a talented kid. So no hatred here for me. I enjoy playing against him. It's always love when I see him, and I'm looking forward to battling his ass again too.
Yeah, that's what I bring competition back. That's what I like.
Old school. Hey, Dre. Brendan always lets me have it about his world championship in Dallas when they beat LeBron and all that. But me and you have something that I don't know if Brendan has. Now, Mine wasn't an Olympic medal, but I have a bronze medal from the Pan American Games. You got that big guy. You got that gold medal, dog. Let's talk about that experience. Like, how was it? And then you know, I got to hear the goods from the guys, because when you play USA basketball, like, you're with those dudes for like 2 straight months, bro. Like, it's an experience.
So I've done the USA basketball since I was 14 years old. I was always the youngest kid, like with Bradley Beal, Quinn Cook, all those guys, like playing with the 16 unders, so on and so forth, till I got to the NBA. So I've won gold ever since. I've never got anything less than gold in the USA basketball. And you know, playing in that Spain World Cup was crazy. Just being with those guys for that long, you know, really find out how weird people are. And you know, just that experience overall, being overseas. I brought my mom over there too. She got a chance to be in Spain. She's never been there before. Got a chance to walk around Barcelona, like places that we spoke about, you know, you wanted to go, dream about going as a kid. And just winning with USA basketball feels so much better for some reason than like an NBA game. Because like, not only are you winning a game, but you're winning for your country. So it feels that much more sweet that you're able to put on for your country, knowing that you're getting these wins, not even just by a little, we're beating teams by like 50 points, that is too. So it's like, just that pride when you put on that USA jersey is no better feeling than that.
Is there anybody on that USA team that when you got a chance to see them up close and see how they worked and see what their game is like, it really shocked you? Like, well, I played for the World University Games team in college, and there was the guy on there, Kenyon Martin, and I came back and told all my boys, like, yo, dog, I know y'all see this dude at Cincinnati, but he about to take off. He dunks everything. Like this before, like, and then the next year he was like the #1 pick. I was like, dog, he does. Was there somebody that when you left your USA experience, you were like, yo, that guy's something different, man.
Yeah. Kyrie Irving, he and I actually built a really, really good relationship after that. You know, he and I become, you know, yin and yang after that, because I was hurt at the time too, so I didn't get a chance to play the first couple of games, and he wasn't playing either till the tournament actually started. So, you know, he stayed with me, like he kicked it with me, make sure I was good, and we just built a relationship from there. You know, I played against him in high school all the time too, but we never had the face-to-face connection like we did then. And you know, going in the morning to watch him work out, like he is a very, 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 very hard worker, and I respect him, and you know, I love him like a brother, and an incredible athlete, an incredible player, and a better person too.
Could you tell when it came to Steph and Clay that they were going to be different? Like when you looked at them, like, because I don't care what nobody say, Steph, greatest shooter of all time. Clay, second greatest shooter of all. Like, we've never seen anything like it. You can say the generation, whatever, but they changed the way we play basketball. Like, was there any game or moment or something that they were doing? He was like, hey, bro, like that's different.
I can't remember pinpoint, but I could just remember just watching them in games, both of them, both Steph and Clay, just the shots they take and just how effortless it is for them just to shoot the ball. Like, it's just so quick, and it's never touches the net, just money every time. And just the repetition, they shoot a lot of shots too. Like, after practice, they'll stay in there for hours just getting them up too. So it's not like they just stumbled upon a jump shot. They worked their ass off for it too.
And I think one thing I'm learning about you, as you're talking about guys' games and the Olympics, I'm going to go back to the trash talk that you said you always talk about. You say you talk to people and you don't care who's who. Has anybody else hit you with something back that kind of, like, not nothing profane, but they hit you back after you were trash talking, like, oh, that was a good one right there. They got me. Like, I remember Paul Pierce was talking, and he was like, we were going back and forth, and he said something to Andre Black that I thought was the coldest line ever. He looked back at him, he was like, dude, man, can you at least turn around so I can see the name on the back of your jersey so I know who I'm talking to? Because I don't even know who you are right now, kid. Like, it was that, he hit Dre with that type of line. Does anybody ever hit you with a cold line like, okay, all right, I know I talk trash, but you got me on that one?
Nah, nobody really talked to me crazy, but playing against KG is never fun. He's probably somebody I don't enjoy talking shit to, because he doesn't stop either. Most times when I talk shit to people, they'll stop talking back to me, they'll just play. But like, he keep going all game. Patrick Beverly's like that too. He never said that crazy to me, but I've witnessed him talking my teammates crazy. That shit be funny. I'd be like, damn, man, don't talk to him like that, bro. It's funny, but chill out. Like, who else? Zach Randolph is a silent assassin. He'll whisper some shit to you to make you mad.
Exactly.
He'll just give you 40 without jumping.
Yo, he
Right.
frustrates you because he'll be like, not can't get high enough, not quick enough, real quick.
Not quick enough. Shit, Al Jefferson.
Big Al.
Al Jefferson. I fucking hate. Excuse me. I despise playing against him when he got to Charlotte. Like when he was like getting his game back. That damn right hand jump hook. He'd turn left and still shoot right handed. I could never block it or I'll foul him. It was the most frustrating thing ever. He'll just laugh at me. He wouldn't even say nothing. He'd just laugh. Next time, young fella.
That's Al. I play with Al too. That is Al all day.
Well, speaking of it, let's get to it, man. You know, we ask everybody every once in a while, who gave you the biggest headache, or is there someone that we don't really know? Like, for me, my three: Chris Bosh, DeMarcus Cousins, Marc Gasol. Can't do nothing with them. Couldn't guard them. They go left, they go right, they shoot. You know, I'm an aggressive defender that hits you. Like, not too many big men gonna hit you with the rip through move. Like, so bro, they used to cook. Was there anybody at Dre just like, dog, like, he owned me, dog. I can't do nothing with this dude right now.
Definitely Al Jefferson was one. We'll put Joel up there. I hated playing against him too, but now I enjoy it because I know his game a little bit better.
Nice.
And then lastly, probably no. I'm trying to think who else would give me a problem. Al Horford too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because Al gonna capitalize on your mistakes, right?
Yeah, for two reasons. He'll if you make a mistake, he's gonna capitalize on it. He's not like he doesn't do anything flashy, but like I'll overplay him and he'll make the right play.
Right.
So like I'll try to use my athleticism far too much instead of just thinking the game against him, and he always ends up kicking my ass.
And we're talking about like who's going to do what to who defensively, but you bring a lot to the table on both ends, and I don't think that you get the credit that you deserve. Not just you, big men as a whole. When you look at big men and where they are in the game, do you think big men are being overlooked? Like I know it's small ball and threes, but you still need to have somebody that can protect the paint and score in the paint. Do you think like your game and big men in general are being like overlooked because small ball and shooting these threes are all the craze?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, to touch on what you said, the big man position is overlooked right now. It's not as flashy as it used to be back in the day, or as attractive as it used to be. Like everybody's trying to get the marquee big. Now it's more of who can get the best guard or the best wing right now, and the big man will take care of itself. I mean, you don't got to worry about them too much because nobody's really giving them the ball. So I think like guys like myself, Joel, Rudy Gobert, obviously, Jokic, other guys like that come in and are making a name for themselves and starting to bring back that light in the big man position.
Dre, I gotta ask you a hard hitting question right here, man. But I'm gonna give you a little backstory. When I was in Charlotte, I tried to do everything I could to give myself to the city, and just at some point things weren't working out. So I remember begging my agent to get up out of there, and go to a good landing spot. And I remember, true story, when I got the call to go to Dallas, they told me they were trading me to Dallas, and I'm sitting here playing tough. Yeah, I want to get out of here. I can't wait to go. And I was saying it's behind closed doors, doing it the right way.
Yeah,
man, I cried like a baby, dog. I cried like a baby when I cried when I left Charlotte. I cried, dog. Now nobody knew about this. Not too many people know about this. I'm letting the cat out the bag now. But obviously, Dallas was a better situation. I was excited to get there, play with Dirk. It was welcome to the NBA. And I'm not saying that you demanded a trade at all or anything. And Brendan laughs because he's like, "What was Ryan Hollins doing demanding a trade? Like, what were you doing?"
Role players got to know their role, bro.
No, I played it the right way because I worked hard in practice. I did all my stuff. Then it was like, hey, we'll both agree that it's time to move on. So where were you when you got the news of the big trade? And talk to me to that reaction, like the moment you were like, man, I love Cleveland. Like, this is it. Like the past is the past.
Yeah, so that situation was just crazy for me because the day that I got traded out, we were going to Oklahoma. And I had a hunch, like I was already thinking in my head, like, damn, it might happen, I don't know. But it was a trade deadline. It was like 45 minutes before it ended. So I'm like, all right, cool, I guess I'm safe. I packed my stuff. I started heading down to the airport. So I stopped at this bar right next to the airport before I go on the plane, just to get a drink before I get on the plane. And, you know, I'm heading to the plane now. I'm talking to my agent. He's like, no, there's no calls yet. You know, like 10 minutes left. So I get to the plane, and I'm getting ready to walk on the plane, and he calls me back. So I stop. So I'm like at the bottom of the stairs of the plane. So I'm like, yo, what's up? So he's laughing. He's like, yo, we're going to Cleveland. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So I keep walking up the stairs. I'm like, it's just over. What are you talking about? He's like, no, I'm serious. Get off the plane. Like, you got traded. I was like, oh. He's like, yeah, you're going to Cleveland. I'm like, all right, well, what do I do now? I've never been traded before. He's like, get off the plane and go home. So, you know, I get off, I go back home. You know, my mom obviously sees it on the ticker. So she's like, all right, next chapter. I'm like, all right, let's do it. So, you know, I confide in everything in my mom, because that's all I got. You know, I didn't really have a father growing up. So everything I do, you know, goes to her and my sister. And she's like, all right, you know, no big deal. Next chapter, you know, I guess it was your time. So I felt better about the situation. Instead of being sad, I was more determined to do what I can when I did get to my next city, which is Cleveland. And when I did get there, you know, they welcomed me with open arms. Everything was great. The fan base is outstanding there. The coaching staff is great. My teammates are young and, you know, ready to work and ready to, you know, be a great team. So I think I walked into a good situation, and I do enjoy being in Cleveland. Do miss Detroit, obviously, because that's where I started everything. And, you know, all the work I put there is obviously gone, you know, with the demolishing of the Palace too. That kind of just was like the final straw for me right there. It's like, all right, everything I have there is gone. But I have nothing but love for Detroit. I still do stuff in the community there. You know, I still go back. You know, my son lives in Detroit. So other than that, you know, there's no love lost. I still enjoy Detroit. Love Tom Gores, love the team there. But, you know, I'm focused on Cleveland right now.
Yeah, and you're focused on Cleveland. But, you know, you could have, you opted into your contract. You obviously could have said, you know what, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and try to see what I can get in free agency. What went into that decision? I was surprised you opted into the last year. I thought you would try to get the extended years and get the bag so you could loan me some money.
Well, well, that's actually misinformation. I didn't opt in. So that was I'll explain it. So the interview I did, somebody asked me, like, are you opting in? That's a lot of money you're giving up. But I was like, no, I'm not. But I'd be dumb if I didn't take that money as an answer. So he took that and wrote it into a story saying I opted in, and it became a big thing. As of right now, I did not opt in, but my main focus is Cleveland right now.
Wow.
And so, you know, as of now, I mean, just waiting it out because there's nothing to really do at the moment. So my main focus is just playing the rest of the year out with Cleveland, and we'll worry about what I'm doing when that time comes.
Oh, that's groundbreaking, Doug. All this time I thought you opted in. I thought you opted in. I was like, man, I wonder why he opted in. He must really like cold weather cities.
Well, y'all the first to know. So
that's the scoop. That's the exclusive.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Get the bag, young fella. Get the bag. And you're there with JB Bickerstaff, man. And I was with JB at 3 different spots, man. So that's gonna be one of your guys, man.
I love JB, man. You know, the moment we took over the head coaching job, you know, it was just great. You know, his enthusiasm and his energy is always felt.
Yeah, JB has a way of being able to communicate to players because he played the game, but he also grew up in the coaching realm. So he knows how to translate that middle ground. Like sometimes you need X's and O's, and sometimes you need to get slapped upside the head. I played for his pops, Bernie Bickerstaff. JB was the assistant, and I was with him again. You know, have you met Bernie before?
I have not met Bernie.
You'll meet Bernie, but when you meet Bernie, you'll understand JB a little more. But I mean, listen, rich basketball history there. All right, Dre. Let's get to the fun stuff, dog. Let's get to the fun stuff. So we know you're in the cold weather cities, man, but we always like to ask our guys a fun question. We normally end with some good stuff. We'll probably rename it your all moment, your celebrity moment. Okay. So whether you were in a club, a lounge, an event, and you had a chance to meet a favorite celebrity. Sean Marion talked about being in the club. He met Janet Jackson, asked her for a dance. She agreed. He gets so drunk, he forgets to dance with her. You know, I was in the club in Minnesota. Prince walked across, man. I thought I was in a dream, dog. Next thing you know, the club get real empty, dog. I ain't get invited to the pancake party. You know what I'm saying? So if there's any moment, I mean, look, B Wood was there with Mike Tyson, man, and he was there with Iron Mike. This one regular Mike, he had some Iron Mike. Was there any club or celebrity moments like that all moment, like, hey, bro, like, hey, like, do you see that? Who is that over there?
I've had a couple of them, but I think my favorite one was meeting Rihanna for the first time. She was at Tom Gore's Fourth of July party, I think Memorial Day party. It was, and Tom Gore does it at Nobu, and she was there, and she was in the section next to me, and I literally couldn't stop staring at her. But I'm like, yo, she doesn't even look like a real person. She's fucking gorgeous in person. Like, she's super beautiful. So I'm just looking at her like, holy, like, damn. So I went over there. My best friend was with me. He's like, I want to meet her. I'm like, damn, I don't even know her, but I'm gonna act like I do though. So yeah, I took a couple shots. I took my jacket off. I tried to loosen up. I'm like, damn, I'm about to introduce myself to Rihanna. This is crazy. So I walk over to her and I'm like, hey Reed, this is my boy Ryan. And I was like, Andre, good to see you again. Acting like I saw her before. I never did. She acted like she knew me. I was like, yes. So then the music was playing and we just kind of two-stepped for a little bit, and then I just got out of there.
Oh man, you got the two-step? Hey,
hold on. Two-step.
Hey, Dre, hold on. Hey, Dre, if you got the two-step, I gotta know. But did you shoot your shot though?
Hell no, I was too scared. I was like 20.
Come on, man. Hey, listen, Dre, you get an opportunity like that again. Hey, listen, you got to shoot the shot and hold your phone.
Oh yeah, for sure. If I get it again, I'm on it. But I was 20. I knew I ain't had no chance.
All right, Dre, sound like you got another one, dog. Let us know you got some other goal, man. Listen, we try to keep them PG, big fella.
Oh yeah, they definitely all PG. I think the next one was that same party. I met Jessica Alba too, and I told her how to Dougie.
Oh,
hold on, dog. Hold on. What?
That same party, Jessica Alba was there, and so the DJ put on the Dougie, and I always used to do that. Like, that was my dance in college, like all throughout my career till I don't do that shit no more. But but yeah, so mind you, so there's a big circle around me. I'm in the middle, and everybody, the song is on, so everybody go do it. I'm like, damn.
Hold on, 6'9", 265 pounds in the middle of the dance floor. They talking about, go, Dre.
Yeah.
They're like, hey.
Yeah, so the song is playing, and then like everybody's like, yo, do it, because everybody's doing it, and I'm just laughing. It's like, you do it. Like, nah, I'm cool. Like, I don't want to. And then the dude kept replaying it until I started dancing. Like, he kept starting the song over again. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So I get to do my thing. I'm doing the Dougie. I'm dancing. And then I bump into somebody by accident. And I turn around and I said, I'm sorry, miss. And I turn back and start dancing again. And my boy tapped me while I'm dancing. He's like, yo. And I'm like, yo, stop touching me. I'm trying to, like, get off me. I'm trying to dance. Like, yo. He's like, yo, do you know who he just bumped into? I'm like, no, why? And I look, and it's Jessica Alba. I said, oh, shit. Hey. I was like, how you doing, Miss Alba? I'm so sorry. She said, no, it's okay. Can you teach me how to do it?
Teaching me how to Dougie.
I'm like, sure. So I'm doing the dance in front of her. We do the whole dance stuff like that, and then that was it. After that, that was another moment for me. That was two great moments in that night.
Oh man, that's incredible. Hey, that's a great night. That is an incredible night.
Yeah, so that was a cool night for me.
Hey, big fella, we definitely appreciate having you. But the one thing we like to do with the Opinionated 7-footers, man, is support whatever you have going, Dre. I know you got the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
You do a lot of stuff on Nickelodeon. You talked about charitable things back in Detroit. So listen, big fella, you got a nice little list. Give us the rundown where we can support you and the things you have going. And, I want to hear a little bit about like even Nickelodeon, because I know you like giving back. And even I know some of the mental health stuff too. Kevin Love and DeMar get a lot of that spotlight, but I know you were golden in there just being vulnerable, dog. Cause they like, you're supposed to be this big 280-pound guy, and you like, dog, I'm a person too. So
exactly.
Absolutely. So yeah, me being the global ambassador for the Special Olympics and global ambassador for Best Buddies, it's such a crazy thing for me, because that relationship started, early in my career. I was a head coach for the Special Olympics basketball game during All-Star Weekend, and I asked my agents, I'm like, damn, what was that? Like, that was really dope. I enjoyed the relationship I built with these kids. And I learned more about Special Olympics, and, I fell in love with it, and I became a foreperson for them. And the year after I did it again, and the year after that is when they handed me the global ambassador role, where I go, every city I go to, I try to at least stop at a Special Olympics place and check on the kids and see how they're doing. So that's something I really love doing. And then with the mental health thing, I'm really starting to get into that now with Kevin, being a teammate of his now. I got a chance to really sit down with him and ask him what, his view is on everything and why he is, so vocal about it now. And he's made me super vulnerable about myself too, about how I feel about certain things and the way I think and different things I can do to help the mental stuff I have going on as well too. Because we all have things going on that, we can't ever express, out loud. Because we're supposed to be these big celebrity guys that are, athletes, and we're supposed to be tough and nothing should ever bother us. But again, we are humans too. So it's tough for us. We tend to keep everything in our mind. And that's kind of what kills us too. So finding a way to express those thoughts and, putting it down to really help yourself, feel a lot better about things too is something I'm trying to grow with. I do music, I sing, rap, I DJ, I do a little bit of everything. Drumming
hold on.
official.
Hey, you got some clean bars you can kick for us real quick? Clean bars.
No.
Can you freestyle or you gotta have music playing?
I have music playing for sure. I mean, I could freestyle a verse, but I don't feel like doing it.
I
have an album coming out on the 10th of my birthday. It's called Free Information 2. It's not my song, but my boy is dropping a song today that I'm featured on. It's dropping at midnight. It's called Diary of a Hustler. If you want to download it everywhere on all streaming platforms, I'm on that song as I'm on the hook. I'm on the hook as that song. Shout out to you guys for having me on here too, man. I appreciate it. This is dope. So I'd love to come back too. So anytime you guys want me back, I'd love to come back. This is really cool.
All right, don't play now, big fella. I follow through. I'm gonna hit Mike up like, hey, Mike.
Yeah, I'll definitely do it.
Yeah, listen, we appreciated having you on, man. I learned so much about. I thought I knew your game, but I learned even more about it, man. Love hearing about your stories, your mom. It's incredible. Hey, man, we appreciate you rocking with the Opinionated 7-footers.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Yo, what's up? It's Andre Drummond, and you're rocking with Opinionated 7-footers.
We so opinionated, 7-footers who made it, block shots, dunked on some of the greatest. P-Town and Carolina in touch with the latest. Posting up on the topics, ain't no way you can stop this. Hollins and Haywood, post off the pivot, living life to live it. Tire suits are fitted, cash up, mash up, now we hook skidding. Stadium to the set, we the littest. And the biggest.